All right, nerds, geeks, Lego fiends, Lego friends. Let's see if this all works. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Hello, Missy. How are you? My OBS has just been tanking on me lately. There was an update a couple weeks ago, and like every time I start it up, it does not work. I have to reset a bunch of stuff. The cameras don't work. The ticker that I usually have in the bottom is gone now. So it's a giant pain in the butt right now. So I'm going to do my best with what I got today. Where is that? That's one of two? All right. So what we're building today is... I'm doing well, actually. I was having some issues, some mental issues, if you can believe it or not, last few days, but I'm feeling a little better. I'm feeling like coming out of it. I'm not one that generally has a lot of stuff like that happens, so this was a little weird. I just don't know where... So I tried to set up, like I logged in, and the ticker that I usually use was like, it was tweaked. It was absolutely tweaked. And I don't know, like I'm going to redo it. I'm going to get rid of it and try it again. Hopefully I still have all the text. What's up, Vab? How's it going? My OBS is giving me problems, so I'm trying to reset up a new thing. Let's try to add existing, see what happens. Where is it? Greg, how's it going? Like, it pushes it all the way up into the corner, and it's got like these giant pixels. Like, I have no idea what's going on with it. Ugh, this is so dumb. And if I try to do a new one, it does the same thing. Let's just make a new one. And I put the text in, right? Okay, cool. You can see that. I say, okay. And if I try to move it, there you go. And then I try to do select font, and I'll do Star Jedi. And it just goes away. The ticker's broken. So no ticker tonight until I can figure this out. Thanks OBS for nothing. I don't understand why it broke suddenly. Yeah. It should. I'll play with it later. No, I don't want anything transformed. And it doesn't move. Okay. Yeah, but even if I pick another font, I mean, it's worked so far. So I can just pick another font let's do just Arial. Is that the problem? Is that it doesn't like downloaded fonts? Because I've used the downloaded font before. Like, recently. Ugh. I'll have to play with it. I'm sure it's a broken thing. Anyway, so welcome everybody. Today I'm just doing a regular old build. I thought it'd be easy, but apparently I'm having technical issues. It's the Fang Fighter / TIE Interceptor from Mandalorian. Nothing really crazy about this. You get 2 Mandos, you get a TIE pilot, and you get a R2E6, so a black R2 unit. So that's pretty cool. The Fang fighter is a little interesting because in this iteration of it and the on the show, the iteration on the show, they're fixed wing fighters, right? They don't move. The what is the Karalt class or the Kamalt class or whatever it is the one like the gauntlet that has the fixed or the stationary fuselage and cockpit, and then it's got the wings that rotate around it, right? Kamork, something like that. That was the case in the show. Fixed wing Fang fighter, whatever. In the old Clone Wars, what's up, Johnny? In the Clone Wars cartoon, there wasn't really a distinction. The first time you run into these, they're single seat fighters, but they have their wings rotating. So it was a little bit of like, what are we going to do about this kind of thing. So I'm not really sure what direction they went with that, because I'm not sure. I think in the original instance, the Fang fighters were also there was no difference between the Fang fighter and the ships like the Gauntlet. They didn't really have those yet, so I think this was sort of a branching out kind of thing. Anywho, Greg says you can't wait for the Venator. You know what else I can't wait for? Apparently, let's discuss the Concorde. What's up, Frankie? So there's been some leaks, I guess, about the Concorde being out or coming out. It looks like it's probably going to be like a $250 set. It looks like its landing gear are going to be tied to its nose. So when the landing gear go down or the nose goes down, like the nose will go down and the landing gear will come down. Which will be weird because I think it doesn't stay down. Like if I remember correctly, once it's landed, that nose goes back up. So I don't know how they're going to do that. But anyway, I saw pictures of it. I don't know if I'm really supposed to talk about it because I don't know if it's a leak or they just were releasing stuff. So here's our beer for tonight, Bear King Brewing. We were literally just up in Marble Falls this last weekend, and we didn't get a chance to stop by because we went to a winery instead. $200 for 2,000 pieces. That's what I like to hear. This is it's called Empty Promise. It's an amber ale with raspberries. I'm both a fan of amber ales and raspberries. Smells very raspberry-ish. Ooh, that's sharp. That's tangy. It makes me want to go back and try it more. It's not initially my favorite, but it's not bad. So yeah, hopefully seeing the Concorde out will result in maybe seeing some more cool aircraft from Lego. It doesn't necessarily have to be military because they won't do that, but you're trying to get platinum Elden Ring. I tried to platinum Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West and gave up when there was oh no, it was what was I trying to do? Jedi Fallen Order or Survivor, and there was like a couple of these force fracture places that I was not going to do because it was a lot of jumping, and I do not like platformy games. So yeah, I'd like to see some new parts as well, so that'll be cool. September 4th, that's a good time away. The Venator, I haven't seen anything about. I'll have to go look for it. This is going to be a real simple build. I don't know that I'll get through it all tonight, but we shall see. We've got a Dinjarin with an actual head, and I'll show you that in a second. An actual head and an actual blade. I think we've had previous blades. We get 2 of them this time around. So you get a whole extra blade if you want it to go give one of your older figures a blade. And Dinjarin has an actual face. This is Pedro Pascal. That mustache beard print is a little off. It's a little sideways. It's not great. Or maybe he's smirking. The helmet does have a hole in the side. I don't think there is a rangefinder for him, but it does have the hole for it. And here's your Mando with the Darksaber, which is now a relic because it doesn't exist anymore, right? I mean, I guess no spoilers, but whatever. So let's see. New releases. The all the Dream sets are out, or a lot of them are. The Star Wars sets don't come out for a little while. Some are out already. I think that Crab Walker thing is out already. And then I need to get the rover, the Mars rover. That's one that was on my list. All the advent calendars are coming out September 1st, September 8th, whatever date that is. So it will be Star Wars, Marvel, Harry Potter, City, and Friends. And the City one looks pretty good, and the Marvel one looks pretty good. I don't necessarily know that I'm going to get anything advent calendar wise, but the Marvel one has a Spidey with an ugly sweater on it, and then the Star Wars one has a white Ewok, which is pretty cool, and a Palpy with the sweater, so that's pretty fun. Master Logray, is that the the Ewok? I didn't realize there were Ewok Jedi. The name sounds familiar though, Master Logray. I guess most beings have their different affinities for the Force. We get to see his face. Oh yeah. Chief Chirpa. I thought Chief Chirpa was the really dark one with the white stripes, right? I guess Master Logray is white. I just imagine with all the the tunics and the leather stuff and the face things that they're a little more brown, but he's probably white. He looked like he had green on him too. So he was white with like a green outfit. Green head thing. And that's what I know about Lego news right now. I know we've discussed some other stuff recently. If y'all haven't, go check out Vab Workshop's latest stream. He did a lot of super heavy engine design, but he's also using the newish studio thing, which I'll do again maybe Sunday. Where you can have a reference image right in the build space with you. I would open it up now, but I'm afraid I'll break OBS because OBS is giving me fits. So that'd just be easier to do this. And again, same thing that happened last time. I open it up, none of the cameras are working. So I gotta like try to reset up all the sources and air dang time. So I did start doing a Stalker from Horizon Zero Dawn. It is a smaller machine. It's about the same size as a scrapper, but it's a little more dangerous. It turns invisible, cloaks itself, and then it's got this like sniper cannon on it, and also this long vicious tail with a real big claw at the end of it. So it's got a few things that can get you. It also lays these proximity mines around the place. And you can tell when you're in an area that's going to have stalkers nearby because there's these little proximity mines and they are these sensors. And when you get near them, they shoot up in the air and make this loud whistling sound. And that's how you've alerted the stalker. So then you got to be on alert because it's camouflaged or it's cloaked, right? And you can kind of see it distorted like a predator or something. So it's a lot of fun. I had some fun and found a glitch with it. If you select your build and the reference photo, it makes your parts and pieces jumbo Duplo size. Ooh, that's going to be fun. I don't know that I want to work with this until they get all their bugs sorted out. Like, I know I'm going to be frustrated about something, but, and I need like 5 different photos working with machines. You know, I understand like if you're building a building front, like an architectural thing, and you really only need that one front view, or maybe you're trying to do a size or a scale comparison, that's one thing. But like I need a bunch of different angles on what each little weird piece of machinery looks like. So I don't know that I'll use it all that much. I may use it for microfighters, so we'll just have to see. But now I want to go in there and break it and see if it turns everything into giant Duplo. I'm glad they're adding some tools like that, though. It's a nice indication that the software is alive and they're still working on it and they're still trying to improve upon it, so that's good. Let's see. What else is going on? Started watching Futurama. Watched the first episode of that. That was funny. Very self-referential. First episode of what's it called? Good Omens season 2. Watched the most recent episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Subspace Rhapsody, the musical episode. And as a theater kid, I appreciated it. There was 1 or 2 songs that were really good. Like, maybe not bangers, but they were very, very, at least earworms. And I went back and listened to a couple just the songs. The lady who plays La'an, Christina Chong, just crushed it. Like, her song was amazing. And she is like she's got an album out. Like she's actually a singer. So it was a lot of fun. It was still a little cringy because it was a musical and it's them singing and stuff, but it was, you know, and how do you justify that with a within Star Trek? But I think they handled it pretty well. Was not everyone's cup of tea, though. Apparently, according to the comments. A lot of people were not happy with it. And for no other reason other than they just didn't like it. Like, it had nothing to do with the quality of it. They're just like, no, musicals are dumb. Here's your cool new piece. Not the whole reason I got this set, but one of them. So that's a cool piece. It's a 3x3 corner. If these show up in lug bulk, I am going to order a few of these because I think they'd be useful. And these guys. So yeah, I haven't seen anything new about the Venator. I guess I'm going to have to go look that up. I had heard rumors about it a while back, and I just haven't seen anything about it since. And even on the LAN, I haven't seen a whole lot of, like, even leaked information about it. Doesn't mean it's not coming out, it just means I don't have any information about it. I'm sure somebody's got a date already. I think I heard something about sometime maybe towards the end of the year. But I also saw that there may be, or there's either the possibility of, or it's already confirmed because another friend of mine who's not in our lug, but who's a Lego guy, new UCS TIE Interceptor for May the 4th next year. Which I'm not... It's now 2 years in a row that there's a Star Wars set that I'm not getting UCS for because I've already got it. I didn't want the gunship. I should have got the gunship because I didn't have that, but I feel like they've done the gunship to death. But I think it'll be interesting to see how it looks given the new pieces and everything like that. So if you didn't get the original, it's probably a win for you. Also be interesting to see if they do it in gray or blue, because last time it was blue. And it's easy enough to go replace it all with gray, so. Music seems a little loud. So how's everybody's week been? How you been doing? Missy and I know, are hot because it's been 1 billion degrees here. We had a day where it was raining for like 10 minutes. Almost didn't know what to do with life. Yeah, I'm definitely getting the Concorde. Lego needs to understand that if they do any aircraft, there's a group of people that will just get it. I mean, it has to be fairly good. Like, you can't just pump out these city airliners or whatever. They have to be, like, decently designed. So I'm really hoping that the Concorde is at least decently designed. It looks good. The pictures I saw looked pretty good. Oh, you didn't miss much. It rained for like 5-10 minutes, and then it stopped, and then it was hot and muggy. So it's kind of like it didn't do any good. It just made everything kind of damp for a half second. So I have to remember that our next thing is we've got a library con here in Pflugerville in September. Kind of have to get a little ready for that. Got to make sure that the people who said they wanted to be involved are involved. This is a lot of plate stacking. I don't know if you can tell, but so far it's just different wedge plate stacking to get the shape that you want. And this is kind of how a lot of us build spaceships or build things. Mostly we stack plates. So far nothing crazy in terms of build technique. Almost exactly how I build spaceships, just Lots of plates. I need to go see. There's a new season of Witcher is out. This is the last Henry Cavill Witcher. Is that correct? Before Hemsworth the Younger takes over next season, or is everybody just like rewatching the previous season to get ready for it? I couldn't really tell. I have to go look at Netflix and make sure. All right, now this I can get behind. I like when they do this. Excuse me. I know it's the underside of it, but putting those plates in adjacent to each other like that's cool. Giving it a little... It's the little things, really. But I mean, you know, that 100% makes it look a little better, right? You just can't get away from the fact that the top of the plates are always going to look a little better than the bottoms, just because they look kind of empty and hollow, because they are. But there's always ways to fill in those gaps. You can build snot and not have an underside plate like that, which Lego will never do for spaceships. It's just too much, I think, for a lot of builders, but could always do that. A ship like this could be absolutely done snot-wise with stacked bricks like this, right? You probably wouldn't get that severe of an angle, but you could always, you know, hinge some bricks or whatever. So it can be done. But this is probably the most basic way to do it. Vic Viper. Man, I haven't built a Vic Viper. Shiptember's coming up. We should build some Vic Vipers. Last Vic Viper I made was ginormous. I wonder if I still have a photo of that. Problem is, everything I have is in Instagram, and it's impossible to look up your own stuff in Instagram. I don't have it organized. So I just have to sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll until I find it. I'm sure there's got to be a better way. Oh, I signed up for Blue Sky. If anybody at some point wants an invite to Blue Sky. I haven't figured it all out quite yet. Since I don't have any... I've got like one friend who's on it. A Vlasic Vic Viper. Oh, broke my brain just now. You done broken the brain. Yeah, 100% for Shiptember. Well, Shiptember is... I don't know if I want to do Shiptember because it's just giant spaceships, and I don't have the bandwidth for it right now. I've got a lot to do. I realize how much Horizon Zero Dawn stuff I have to get done, and I about threw up the other day when I was like, wait, I still have to do like 2 really big models and all the landscape by next year. So I gotta get cranking. So instead of working on it tonight, I'm building this stupid thing. So there you go. Extra parts. Bag the second. So yeah, I signed up for Blue Sky. So I'm on that and Threads. And I put a link to tonight's stream on it, and I was like, so, if you get this and you come by the stream tonight, I put in a code phrase, see if anybody shows up. And then I'll know which one they're coming from. Don't expect anything. At some point, the streaming is probably going to stop. Like, just, it's not doing anything for me other than making me sit down for a couple nights a week and build, which if that's all it does. Kip's Film in Melbourne, what's up with you? Clips Films. Hello. Or as the parlance is, good day. How are you going? I hope you're going well. Recounting my micro base for the contest next week. Recounting all the parts for it. 562, man. I'm sticking with it. Where are you coming in from, Kip? Clips? I'm gonna call you Kip because that's what I thought it was at first. Are you actually in Australia or are you just having fun with the name? That's the original set. Oh, okay. New Ahsoka set E-Wing has a Monkey Kid hilt in light gray, not dark gray. Does that mean Maul can finally have... Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for the E-Wing. The E-Wing has made my dear Star Wars make another ship. You've got a million ships to make. Stop making Millennium Falcons. Heart very happy. I like I know it's in the show and they sort of had to make it, but also the fact that it's going to be in the show. Like when I first saw it on the trailer, like I sprinted, however you sprint, to the comments to say, did I just see an E-Wing in there? Holy nuts. Well, welcome, Clips. I'm very happy that you're here. Are you a Lego person? Other than like, do you Clips Films? Do you do like stop motion or other Lego films? You'll get to guess a couple times. All right, it's now that time of the night where we all guess. Everybody lock in your guesses. That's... Yeah, I know some people are not super excited about Ahsoka for whatever stupid reason. But... And, well, it's not a stupid reason. There's been a lot of, like, burnout and stuff, and I get it. So... And Ahsoka's not going to be anything really new. Ventress hilt isn't metallic. Yeah. That's true. I mean, we finally got that, even though it's not a square hilt. But it's almost like, well, we'll take the blade, I guess. I can hear Beth shifting over there. Are you ready for work over there? You can't find your water? Ooh, these are... I haven't recognized these in a while. Like the open-ended, inverted slope pieces. That's pretty rad. I've wanted Lego recolor Monkey Kill Hill. Yeah, do some stop motion. Cool, cool, cool. Beth, you're running late to go get lambasted by your coworker. To be on time is to be late. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. To be late is to be dead. It's for all you band kids out there. Or whoever you had as a teacher, coach, whatever that gave you that speech. There it is. I'm liking all the different, like, wedge plates. That's kind of nice. Still gray wedge plates for Star Wars, so yeah. Fun, fun. The Shock Trooper gunship, I actually just went on a little diatribe about how kind of over gunships. I mean, it's cool. You know, it's more red, but it's still just a gunship. I'm more excited about the E-Wing and the haven't seen this any time before ship. You can leave that gate open with the dog when I'm here with the dogs. You can. Trust them. Well, nah, you're fine. You can leave. Nope, I already opened it. Too late. All right. Well, good. They can come over here and vomit over on my Lego stuff. All right.
Hurry up and run the light.
Oh, okay.
Love you. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Text me at 11 o'clock when you get there.
I will. Hey, I've been texting you on time lately.
You've been doing really well. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too. So the gunship is a very, very cool ship. It's very well designed. I know a lot of people love it. I think the way it looks with the dark red, I think it's dark red, right? Is neat looking, right? I just feel like they're dipping into the well so often with all these different ships when there's like so many other things they could have done. But yeah, and they're never going to please the fans who are like really into clone minifigures. They're never going to get it right. It's going to either be the print's wrong or it's inaccurate according to the show, you know. So, I mean, I don't know. They had, and I know the show wasn't great, but they had an entire show with like really great starships in it. And they missed an opportunity to release a bunch of really fun spaceships. So yeah, exactly. They don't hire the people who know. So I'm more excited about the Concorde than I am that. Well, because Disney wasn't the moneymaker for the Clone Wars. It's now the moneymaker for Mandalorian. So Ahsoka might change that a little bit, but I really doubt it. We're also getting a new T6 shuttle that's slightly darker. That's more red than it was before, but it's still... Somebody called it the wrong thing the other day and about came through the screen. Oh, they kept calling it the Ghost. They're like... And we see the Ghost here. It was Screen Crush, and they kept saying, and we got our first image of the Ghost. I'm like, wow, not even like for. I know you're a fan, but that's nowhere close to being the Ghost. I am excited about Mary Elizabeth Winstead. There's a lot of actresses who are Mary and then a third name and then another third name, and I always get them mixed up. Are you guys gonna go barf on something? You weirdo dogs? Go barf on something. I don't have anything to do tonight. Odd pink part for no reason. What would be cool is if they maybe came out with a couple of the really neat, very unusually designed ships from like Star Wars Visions. I think that would be super cool. That Sith painter lady, her like round cycle ship was really cool. The old Sith master, his kind of scythe shuttle looking ship was really cool. I'm trying to think of some other cool ships from that. The robots from that one where the girl was going up to the station to bring the lightsabers. Those old robots sitting around the space dock having tea, those would have been really fun to build. Just, you know, it just seems like there's such a wealth of opportunity that just gets ignored because more Millennium Falcons. So when you see another gunship, I'm like, oh, yay. That's another set I'm not getting. That's me being a cranky old man, so. However, they do a UCS Venator. I will get it. 100%. Okay, this is weird. Oh, that's that. Okay. All right, so there's a pink piece in there. I don't know why, but it instantly gets covered up. This isn't a 3-in-1 where that gets used later. So is it an in... We didn't ever see inside one of these in the show. So why is that piece in there? To illustrate that there's a distinction between it and the piece beneath it? Sure, why not? I don't have any other explanation for it. Yeah, it's just a filler piece, but I mean, I don't know, you know, they could have done any other blue, green, whatever. I just think it's funny. I always comment on that. All right, so there's, oh, there it is. Okay. Meet a color quantity for the set. Even the set designers are like, you have to have a minimum of 30 unique pieces. And they're like, fine, we'll put a pink one in here. But it's a Lego, it's a Star Wars ship. Yeah, and? Y'all, I am terrified of doing the instructions for the Mars base. Because I know I put it, when I put it together, I was like, oh no, there's a lot of this that doesn't work really well. I hope that I don't have to like, and we've already ordered the pieces, so. I just hope it all goes together right. Because I do not want to spend the next 6 months fielding emails about, how did this go in here? How did that go in here? Too much to do already. I don't know that I've seen a gray 1x5. I've seen black. I've seen dark gray. I've seen white, but I don't know that I've seen light gray, so that's good. That's nice to know. I'm sure there's more colors. I was surprised by the ingot colors last time. I think we were talking about ingots, and there were like 21 colors or something. It was really weird how many there were. What other new stuff is coming out with Lego? Has anybody got any dream sets yet? They come out. Oh, that's why I don't know. Speed Champion car. Speed Champions. I should start getting more of those because they've got the parts, man. They know what they're doing with those parts. Every time I'm doing a build, I'm like, I've never seen this before. Johnny chimes in with it too. He's like, yep, that was from Speed Champions. Nougat, medium nougat 1x5. Wow. Was it a whole section of them of 1x5s? Grogu Escape and Clone versus Droid set. You know what I'd like? A really big UCS Vulture droid that you can either have on a stand in Starfighter formation, or it can be standing on a stand. I think that'd be pretty rad. We also don't have many Hyena bombers. We don't have many of those Hydra, or not Hydra. What are they called? HMP, something like that, bombers. Super battle droids, cool, I guess. I don't know. Justice for my GR75, man. Where's that? Where's the UCS GR75? Yeah, agreed. Clips are fine, but they don't last. And if you do them in different, if you do them in sort of like the metallic colors, they get more brittle than regular colors. So that's a cool cockpit seat. I will admit that. It's very nicely done. And this slides in here like how? Like that. Okay. Interesting way to do it. So that all sits on there like that. You know, it'd be cool. Do you guys remember the Technic, the early sets where they were like a Technic, Droidica, and Pit Droid and Battle Droid? They could do those again, but do like a Commando Droid or a B2 Battle Droid. That would be cool. We won't ever do that, but those were a lot of fun. I enjoyed those a lot. Some of the best of the early sets. Oh, they're going to come out with a new Droidica? Is it a big one, like a big Technic set? God, this is just like flip over, put a piece, flip over, put a piece. This is very swooshable so far. It's very tightly put together. Yeah, I had the original. I don't have any of the rubber bands to make it work anymore because they were... But that was, to me, the coolest thing was to be able to roll that across the floor and have it roll and then spring open. I'm like, that's amazing. I just could not get over how cool that was. It worked fairly well too. Like I don't remember it failing a whole lot. But yeah, I really hope they keep that functionality because that was stellar. So last weekend, for those who came to the 24 or the 72-hour live stream, thank you very much. Wasn't as many people as I thought it could have been, given some of the viewership on the other channels, but it was a good, group of people. Again, thanks to Vab and Johnny for stepping in and providing some much needed company at 7 in the morning. We discussed this. We're probably going to do a couple more like joint streams like that. I think those are fun. Get together and do some technique streams. Like here's some things that I worked on. Here's what I found. Here's what I'm kind of working on, mock wise, that kind of thing. So look forward to some of that. But then after that, Beth and I drove up to Marble Falls, which is a town about an hour away, 45 minutes away from here. It's just a small town, but it's called as such because it's where a lot of there's a big area called Granite Mountain where a lot of the sunset pink granite comes from. So all the granite that's facing out, that's the face of the Texas Capitol building, comes from there. So while we're up there, I'm like, I think I have to go to this place and get a picture of that historical marker because I'm an old man who goes and gets pictures of historical markers. So there we go. So we did that, and then we also like went to a winery and had lunch. It was a lot of fun. Kind of wanted to go shopping, but it was like pretty hot. And hello, Haley. How are you? Thanks for being here. We were just talking about a day trip that me and the missus took to Marble Falls. So because I had the struggle with the color of the Capitol building, there's a pack for you of parts. Probably only going to need 2. So, so when I originally was designing the Capitol, I needed to figure out what, because the color was sort of like a pinkish, orangish, grayish, tannish, right? It was like this mottled color because it was a marble, and had a lot of flecks of different color in it. And like in bulk, the only thing that you could really do was tan. So I brought him all the bricks to the visitor center. I'm like, all right, help me pick which one you think is best, because it's, you know, this is going to be it. I was like, these look, and at the time, I think medium flesh, it was called flesh before they changed it to nougat. I'm like, medium flesh was a pretty good mix or match, but it didn't come in a lot of the parts. So we ended up with tan. But because of that, I feel like I had a kinship with the marble. So I was like, well, I got to go take a picture of that. He needs a coin or a thermal detonator. Back to Fox and Rex minifigure. Lego is copy-paste torso prints from Lego games instead of making it. Yeah, 100%. Whatever can save money on doing. The Blue Bonnet Cafe, I think, is still there. Like, I think I remember seeing that as... because we went to a winery that was outside of Marble Falls, called Flat Creek Vineyard. And had a wonderful time. The lady who helped us there, Amy, was great. We got a bottle of wine. We had a nice brunch. It was fantastic. And yeah, I'm gonna keep these in here for now. But you basically get a rangefinder for his helmet. So I'm gonna keep those in there so they don't get lost. Yeah, that's true. You can have that battle worn. So we want to do more of those day trips, and I think if we go up there, we could do the Blue Bonnet Cafe. I think that'd be fun. That was one that I think that was on the list. There was a Cajun restaurant that was up there too that I wanted to try out. Always in the mood for some Cajun. Clips Films is the argument for why Lego should stop making clones, because they're never going to get it right. Like, there's just so many people that know so much about it. And if you take shortcuts, you're going to upset people. But they won't. I like these pieces. I like getting these, and I don't know if I have these in white. It'd be on here if I did. Yep, right there. Got those in white. River City Grill, cool. There's a whole shopping district like in the downtown that we totally didn't go to. Again, because we were like, I wanted to stay, but it started getting real hot and we were exhausted. Something happened the night before, I forget what it was, but we were both very tired. So we're like, well, next time we come up, we'll do all the fun things. Because this time was just go to the winery, go get my weird picture, which is on the other side of town from where we were. But it was fun, you know, hanging out. Got to do those things every once in a while, just the two of you. So coming up is not a ton of stuff, really. in terms of what our group is doing. We've got a thing in Pflugerville, the library con that a few of us are going to. Frankie's going to. I think the con season is kind of over. A lot of people are going to start gearing up for what Journal of the Scots called mock season, build season, which is basically now through next, whenever, I forget which con is in February or whatever. I think it's like Emerald City or Seattle or something like that. Kicks it off, and then everything else is in the summer. So I know a lot of people are starting to get their build on, which I need to do that next time. Next time is going to be all mock all the time from now on, until I get the Perseverance rover, and then we're going to build that. But I think I might just buy for backlogs. For a little while. Yeah, exactly. It's not far. We're gonna do Blanco too. I think Blanco's a little farther, but I heard there was like a creamery that was really nice, and I think Real Ale is out there. We could do that. It's one of those things where if you go to a winery or a brewery, you got to be careful because you have too much fun, and then the rest of your day is shot because you're just sleepy. You're like, well, crap, I've been drinking all day. It's a very cool cockpit. I'm loving the bucket handle as the yoke. I think that's a great tool. There's a season for mocking. I thought it was all year. It is, but I think at some point you got to be like, I can't order anything else from Bricklink. I've got 2 cons to go to this year, or 3 cons, or whatever you have, starting in May or June, and you're like, I can't be building and also getting ready for this con. Or you could do like some people and build while you're at the con. I've seen it done. I've done it. Like that. Some giant builds sometimes you're just like, nope, I'm just going to build it on site. So yeah, I guess it could be year round. It is for me. I'm also trying to get something done by a certain date. So trying to get everything done by July 4th of next year. And I've got, let's see how many. All right, I've got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna do 6 more models by then, 2 of which are giant. One of them I don't necessarily have to do. I'm gonna make an excuse for not having it done, but if I have time, I can do it. But the Deathbringer and the Stormbird are gonna be, they're gonna be, oof, it's gonna be a lot of work. I say that, it may not be. I may get like so into it. And I think the Deathbringer is probably going to be very easy. It's just a big square full of guns on top of like 4 legs. So who knows? I think the Stormbird's going to be more complicated. It's a giant bird. Where do those pieces go? Don't see where those pieces go at all. Oh, right in the front. Is there a... Did I miss? Yes, I did. So when I did the Capitol, it wasn't done, but I was working on it at Brick Rodeo 2019. And it was fun because it's a big thing and people got to see inside it. And people got to see it kind of being built. So I guess that was pretty cool. I guess that was pretty cool for them, witnessing my genius. You know. Yeah, this isn't bad. So this came out of Marble Falls, this beverage. Bear King. Had we the time, that was one of the places I wanted to go. But we kind of had to pick. Like I said, you don't want to spend all day getting hammered and then have to drive an hour home. It's got some very good high contrast sections. That's what I like about it. These high contrast sections. Kind of the same underneath. Similar. Not exact, but similar. Our canopy. No sticker canopy. That's pretty cool. These are pretty ubiquitous. You get a lot of those canopies, but they're printed. Yeah, dark gray and white's pretty nice. It's pretty good. If you wanted to build a Vic Viper or a ship, it'd be a good color palette to pick. Times 3. Okay, we're gonna do this 3 times. So yeah, I'm nearly done with the stalker. Oh, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna take a chance on something. Hopefully this doesn't break everything. Oh yeah, I'll do the update because I think it fixes a bug. That has to go in first. Hold it. Some cool engines. I'm glad that Lego finally came around, and they've been doing this right for a while. Have come around to wheels being used as engines and whatnot. My goodness, that is aggressively loud. I don't know why my mic got so loud, or my speakers got so loud. All right, so where is it? Lego Stalker. All right, so this is the this is the stalker. This is what I've been working on. But as you can see, now you can have a reference image in the build space with you. So I just picked that one because it was a good kind of like how long does the tail need to be, how high are its legs. It's not great for like looking at its head shape. I kind of need to figure that out a little bit. These are new pieces. I'm really happy to see that those are in there. Slightly smaller claws with clips, so that's cool. I'm going to try to change that up a little bit, but this is a cool thing. So what Bab was saying is that if you move, what did he say earlier? If you select, if you select your build and the reference photo, it makes, they must have fixed that. Because if I select everything, I can move it all. Oh no, look, you're right. It totally embiggened everything. That's crazy. Well, I'm not going to save this. If you hit Z, it goes, or Control Z, it goes back. But yeah, that's funny. It's not a spatial thing either. So here's the question. That still is a 4 bar. So if we do bar 4L and put another one next to it. That's crazy. That's so much fun. Yeah, these are both, like, if you click on them, 4L lightsaber wand, 4L lightsaber wand. No, that's an 8L right there. Well, they need to fix that. But yeah, Control Z, it puts it back. But if you select all, it won't select the photo. So you're still okay selecting all for all the parts. It's that when you select, like you drag a bounding box around it, and then when you move it, it throws everything off. That's so much fun. But yeah, so this will be helpful. I gotta figure out how to do this head, but then he'll be done. This is basically the stalker or the scrapper body. I just need to redo the legs and try to figure out how to do the head, but that's it. So don't save. Yeah, Duplo size. That's really funny. I'm sure that's been reported already, and if not, somebody needs to go report that. You know, I think I may be done with... I don't like this song specifically. That's a little much. And now I can't hear that. There we go. So anybody got any grandiose plans for the rest of the weekend? See any movies or last minute before school starts plans or anything? I don't know who's in school or who's not. Or before your kids go to school. I guess that's the age group. Times 2. I was telling Beth earlier that I miss going out with our friends to go to the local tap room nearby. And she's like, yeah, we should totally do that. We haven't gone in a while. I'm like, well, it's not that I don't think we have just not been doing it. I'm like, it's been 1 billion degrees. Like, there's a reason we haven't been doing it. Oh, this is a good blaster combination. I like that. It's pretty cool. Like on its own, it looks pretty cool. I don't know that I would put blasters that close to your cockpit. I feel like that's something Expanse wouldn't do. Yeah, I'm not going to put those in there. All right, well, the Fang fighter's done. He goes in here. Let's get rid of his gun and his thing and put his helmet on instead of his hair. I'm guessing this is the dude who fought Bo-Katan for the blade, and he didn't get it. So he fits in there pretty well. Good snug fit. His hands are pretty close to the yoke, so that's good. I feel like his feet almost slide under the controls. It's a good looking canopy inside, so that's pretty cool. All right, well there we go. That's done with that. So let's move on to the TIE Interceptor. And again, he gets a rangefinder, but then you've got all these clone visors to go with it and extra rangefinders if you want. Go ahead and pull him out. Forgot this dude's name. I know he had a name. Forgot what it was though. Axe Wolf or something like that. All right, TIE Interceptor time for next 45 minutes. Not bad looking. I have a feeling it's going to be a little boxy. All right, bag 4. Here we go. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. It was the May the 4th. Has it been officially announced? Because I knew it was kind of rumored to be the July or the May the 4th release. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get that or not. I'm perfectly happy with my year 2001 whatever UCS tie. It just sits up there looking awesome. Don't necessarily need a new one, but you know, if you don't have that already, then it's perfectly fine to get it. It's a lot of medium flesh pilot heads lately. Not a lot of like black or brown or pink Caucasian. It just seems to be like these middle of the road heads. She's not happy about her lot in life. And as always, the back of the head is weirdly naked. Yeah, I don't know if I showed you. I replaced all the blue with gray on mine. I did not like the blue. I didn't like the blue on the bomber. I didn't like the blue on the... There was a reason for it. There was a film specific reason for it. All black and blue, yeah. Johnny beats his Legos. You know what you did. You just sit up there and be incorrect. All right. Where's that bracket? Right off the bat. There it is. It needs to know who's boss. What do you call a Lego minifigure with a black eye? Nothing. You already told it once. Such a crass joke. In the original context, it's such a crass joke. So, if you all aren't aware, there's a lot going on in the world of lugs and Lego ambassadors and locks and online communities and fan media. It's not really interesting to anybody but the people involved. But something that I found a little interesting, and this may affect some of you, depends on if you're a fan or not. Tricky Bricks is now not an online community, or I forget if they were even an online community or what, but I think they were fan media because they were doing YouTube videos. Well, they have now been transitioned to a lug, which there are quite a few of us in the ambassador world who are not sure what that means. Generally, we've always thought of lugs, Lego user groups, as groups who get together, who are in geographic areas, who are fairly close together and of like-mindedness about projects and things. And I can't see. There it is. And we do events, and we try to host conventions, or we try to do things at like libraries or schools or children's hospitals, and we do fundraising, and we do that kind of stuff. So that's kind of, to me, what a lug is, like a physical group, right? And Tricky Bricks has always been like their YouTube channel or their Instagram page, right? So we got the announcement like yesterday or maybe 2 days ago that Tricky Bricks was now an official lug. And this comes at a time when there is some consternation from lug ambassadors, about what it means to be a lug, what Lego expects of lugs and of AFOLs who are in those lugs, what roles the ambassadors play in all of it, and and the like, right? There's a handful of other things, but then to see something like this happen, and yeah, it totally does. The most recent, we had a ambassador meeting at Brick Rodeo, and there weren't really many details to go into that were of note, really. Suffice it to say that there seems to be a desire from the Lego group to have more interactivity with the public, more creativity from lug members, and I feel like they're trying to turn the old style lugs into new style fan media groups. So everything will be fan media, but it'll just depend on if you are fan media that is 30 people that meets once a month, but also does these great things online to encourage other people to join your group to buy more Lego, or if you're an individual who just has a YouTube channel or something. So I feel like we're in a bit of flux right now. I feel like we're in a bit of a bit of uncertainty going forward, because as an ambassador, we're worried constantly that we will be delisted as a recognized Lego user group, which means that we just go on with our lives, and we still meet with our groups. We just don't get support from the lug or from the LAN, and we aren't able to like participate in the benefit programs. Now, I have a feeling that if we lost some of those programs, we might lose some members, and that's fine. We probably didn't need them anyway. But I also don't, I don't want us to not become a lug, a recognized lug, because we weren't living up to somebody's standard of what a lug should be, while at the same time being very active and participating in most everything that we are able to participate in. So it's like kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, oh. So I'm kind of prepping. I've brought this up with the lug recently because one of our lug members asked when I was sick, where who's going to bring the prizes, and I had to kind of like step back and say, okay, what we get from Lego isn't like a prize. It's for us to it was always been our group's, not policy, but the sort of tradition that when Lego sends us stuff, we use that to give to the lug members because they've been building things. We could change that and be like, we will reward lug members who create events or who bring in new members rather than just build, because it's like, you're building already, You're probably in this group because you're making mocks and you're collecting and you're buying sets and you're involved anyway. Getting together once a month, is not a privilege or a luxury, but it's not mandatory to your hobby. Well, our lug has a point system too. If you bring a model, here's how it works. We usually have seed parts or a theme each month. This one we didn't because we were all working on Brick Rodeo, so we really didn't have anything. If you bring a model that you've made yourself, and tell everybody about it. When everybody's done showing their models, we hand out handfuls of tiles, right? If everybody gets 4 tiles. And then everybody goes around the room. Excuse me. It's constant with this cough. And votes on their favorites. The one who gets the most tiles wins, and they get first pick of the loot. And I will usually bring between 20 and 25 sets from support that LEGO sends us. I can't give that stuff away fast enough. Like, I've got 7 boxes over there, 7 really big boxes of stuff. And it doesn't matter if I gave everybody who shows up at our meeting a set, I would still have too much. So we run into these things where we're like, can we do an event where we can bring some of this and like use it as a prize for like the public? Can we do a raffle? We can't use it to make money, but we can say, like, if you sign up to join our group and show us the email, we'll put you in a drawing for a Lego set or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. So if you show up to the meeting, you get 1 point. If you bring a mock, you get half a point. And then we keep track of all that. And at the end of the year, we have our end of year holiday party. And whoever gets, and then during the course of the year, I've pulled out sets from the support that LEGO sent us that are a little higher end, higher dollar. And saved them for the end of the year. So that if you have come to the most meetings or if you've built the most models, you get first pick of like the really cool sets at the end of the year. During the course of the year, like, we've got bags of parts and poly bags and dots and those Friends sets that are like a Polly Pocket with like a Friends figure in it. That kind of thing. But at the end of the year, that's where the really nice sets show up. So that's what we do with our point system. But what I'm worried about is that there are people in our group who might think that by joining the group, they get free Lego. And that's not the case. By joining the group, you get to be with a lot of people who are similarly invested in building and displaying their Lego builds and interacting with the public. And it's not about getting free Lego. Because even if we didn't get free Lego, I would like to think that we would still do events with the public, or go do stuff. We have a thing called Trains on a Train, where we've got the light rail system in Austin, and people will bring their train builds, right? City build that has a train in it, or like an actual train or whatever. And they'll sit on the train and we'll go up and down the train all afternoon just building and hanging out. And the idea is like, other people see that and they ask what you're doing, and you say, I'm part of this group, and they say, that's really neat. When do you meet? And then we tell them, and then they come to our meetings, right? Whether they stay at our meetings for any length of time is kind of up to them, but it encourages people to come to the meetings and see what we're about. And if we weren't a recognized group, I would like to think that we would still do that. The problem is, it's really nice to be able to get support from LEGO in order to build really big things for conventions or for events, or to display at a retailer of some kind that was like, hey, could you custom build this thing for us and we'll put it in our lobby? That kind of thing. And we can't do that without some of these support programs. So it's like be a recognized member of the Lego of the LAN. Be a recognized Lego member or a Lego group by doing all these things. But if you don't do enough of them, we'll take away the support that allows you to do those things and make it so like even if you wanted to be part of that, you couldn't, because it's really hard to build giant buildings with just Bricklink orders, you know. Especially if it's ones, because then it's like straight commission. You got to get the people who are involved to buy the Lego for you. And you can't say, well, we'll get it at a bulk price. You just say it'll cost this much on Bricklink. And I've done that. I did that with the French legation house. And when I pitched them the idea, that was too much for them. But I'm like, Lego is not cheap, you know. But if we're not able to get it at cost sometimes, or at different, you know, at bulk rates sometimes, it's going to be hard to do that stuff. So that kind of just absolutely neuters the whole idea of like getting involved with the public and, you know. But then you can still do things like you can find cheap, you can find sales of poly bags at Walmart, and you buy a bunch of them, and you can still do the children's hospital thing. Maybe you can't do it as often, but if you build up enough, or if your lug has like stores of stuff, and then who knows, maybe then it's like, well, in order to have some sort of budget, we need to now charge dues to be in this group, and we use the dues money to buy sets to be able to do hospital visits or things like that. So I don't know. I live in fear of doing it all, and it's like I'd hate for that to happen on my watch too. Like I've only been an ambassador for a year and a half, and I'd hate to think like within a year and a half I've already, you know, submarined the lug, whether it's my doing or not. Like I'm basically doing what the lug's been doing for years and participating in as much as I can. And since I've taken over, we've done 2 projects now, 2 project support projects. So I think that's showing that we've got some interest. You know, our group has grown. We've got like social media accounts now, and we've like doubled our membership. And by membership, I mean number of people who actively go to meetings. We've got like 400 members on Google group, but we really only have like 25, 30 people showing up to meetings every time. But it used to be 10 or 15 when I started. So, I mean, it's gotten, you know, we got a good group of people. It just sucks having to live with this sort of like, are you doing everything you can? And, you know, are you living up to what Lego wants you to do? It's like that kind of corporate mentality of doing a thing that the giant company wants you to do is like, it ruins the hobby. And there's actually quite a few lugs, or I won't say quite a few. There's a handful of lugs that are just like, you know what? We don't want to be part of that anymore. We're happy doing our own thing, and, you know, we're just going to step back and kind of do that. So what's up, Cliff? How's life, man? How long have you been in Arkansas? I did not finish your poll the other day. Just that one. I figured it was going to be on the other side over there. Cliff always puts up some good Lego polls. Go subscribe to him and go check out all his community stuff. He's doing stuff every day. So that's enough kvetching about our lug. Our lug is a good group of people. We've got a lot of people who are in it to win it. We've kind of got a flat circle of, it's not really leadership, but, you know, we've got some board members. We've got me as the ambassador. We've got a handful of people who kind of take charge on meetings, and, you know, it's just a good group of people that are always kind of there to make sure the group runs pretty well. So in terms of it running from day to day, I'm not concerned. What concerns me is not having the ability to like produce or fund projects that we may want to do. That will definitely hamper things. So, and you know, I thought I made a pretty good impression on Jordan the other day, so I'm hoping that it he thinks, yeah, that Austin group's pretty good. I like them. Of course, that would be really shitty if they didn't, you know. I politicked my way into not being delisted. That would be terrible. So the TIE Interceptor for the longest time was my favorite Star Wars ship. When Return of the Jedi came out, I just thought these were the coolest. They still are very cool. There is kind of a mix of effectiveness depending on the property that you're in terms of how good of a starfighter this is. In Squadrons, it's a very, very good starfighter. In Battlefront 2, it's kind of a glass cannon. If you're a good shot, you can wipe out a lot of people before you get murdered. Because you do not last very long in these things. These are definite coffins. It's like 1, 2, 3 shots, you're dead. So I'm trying to think there, and then there was that fan film that came out. Or no, it wasn't a fan film. It was a promo film for Squadrons, in which it was a TIE Interceptor was kind of like the flight leader, and just like an amazing job of showing how versatile and how wicked this craft is. So I've always been a big fan. I wish it got more play in the movies, but like everything else, it can't be a character. So, but I was kind of hoping that we'd get a Rogue Squadron movie and we could have like a TIE Interceptor Baron or something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Right in with the cockpit. All right, so this is about how big the TIE ball is going to be. And those mud guards around it are a really nice touch for a set this size. It's a good look. Fits pretty well. The all the red trans pieces in there give it a good like interior kind of quality. Liking it so far. I'm kind of a big fan of like the smaller sets in terms of the ships. I feel like for a while they were getting a little unwieldy for no reason, and it felt like it was just big collection of plates. But I do like the X-Wing TIE Fighter combination that came out, the Slave one. This one, I think the E-Wing is actually probably going to be somewhat similar. I like the size. I think it's a good size. It's not that many pieces. It's not as expensive. They're better for like gifts. They're better for small kids. Something this size, and then do some UCS stuff, and I think everybody can kind of be about pretty happy with that. Yeah, I liked that one. I think I still have it together, or maybe I took it apart. The only thing I didn't like was the goofy. I've never liked the little accoutrement that they give with these ships, where it's like, here's a ship, and then here's like a sled with 2 missiles on it. It's like, I get you're trying to do playability and create scenarios and stuff, but don't. Kids will do that anyway. I don't know. Being grouchy about it. Because you try to balance, like, you tried to balance the Slave 1 on that thing, and it was not great. And it just ups the piece count, and, you know, well, now it's $50 instead of $30. That's weird. Why is that? Okay. I've got a Technic pin in there that's probably not going to be connected now because of these these brackets over it. What do you guys think? Do you like the size of the ships lately, the last couple years? A little more compact. I feel like the price went up, so the piece count went down a little to make it a little more sustainable. Good old-fashioned 2x3 slope on that wing joint. That looks familiar. Yeah. Well, and yeah, we don't... I mean, you say that, but some of us still, like, swoosh around the house a little bit. So, I'm not saying who. I'm not a fan of whatever this is. It's also very loud. Okay. Hey, Harris Heller. Haven't heard that name in a while. Harris Heller used to be the one streaming service or the one streaming artist that I could use. I'm back. I mean, I do swoosh with a Voltron from time to time. Man. Oh, that would be so nice. Wait a minute. Oh, Crime and Nidley. When did that go on? When did I miss that? Okay. I figure there was something goofy about that. There was a piece that went in there. And I'm just a big dumb. Luckily, only one of them was covered, so there we go. Gonna start all over. Bag 1, man. Alright, so flipped over. Make sure I got all this right. Put that piece on times 4. Times that. Alright, we're good. So, am I the only one in this group of fine folks in the chat that watches any World Cup, like of any kind, men or women? Anybody else? I don't know. I don't know why they can't do them at the same time. Because it rotates, it's easier to like look at one side than the other, but I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one who watches World Cup, so I'm not going to really go into it a ton, but I think the next game is coming up Sunday at this is why, because they played all over the world, and you're not going to get an American to watch World Cup at 4 in the morning on a Sunday. They're going to be like, I'm not watching that. Or 2 in the morning. We woke up at 2 in the morning the other day to watch the game, and it was a 0-0 tie. Oh, I want those 2 hours of sleep back, man. Yeah, that there is no. I almost want to say there's no reason they should be in it because they 2 games in a row they played like not great. So the fact that they beat the first team, they beat Vietnam, was like you guys are lucky you beat them, and you should have beat them by more goals. So there's always the hope that something will spark like a really good play, a really good match. If they can play a full 90, they'll be all right. But so far, the best I've seen was like the second half against the Netherlands. They really kind of pulled it together and had a bit of dog in them, and just nothing since then. They've seemed really disconnected and just can't finish passes. Let me turn this back over and do. So I'm hopeful, but I think they're playing Sweden next, and I think they're going to get beat. Sweden just looked too good. But forever hopeful. I don't know what my friends are going to do if they get ousted. They're going to be real mad. And then have nothing to do. Also because, oh my God. Okay, so we have a team here, Austin FC. It's an MLS team, and we are not great this year. We've bombed. They've bombed. I've just got to stop saying we. I don't play on the team. They're not doing well in the current MLS standings, first of all. Second of all, every time we play like a League Cup game of any kind, they're out in the first round. So they've done the CONCACAF Cup, the League Cup. They've exited they like get beat by the CONCACAF thing was atrocious. They played this team from Haiti who was barely able to put a team together to come travel here to play. And the team that they hadn't played together in 11 months, and Austin lost to them. And then they didn't. The next game they didn't beat them by enough goals. So the first game they lost like 4-1, and the second game they didn't lose. They only beat them like 2-0. And so this Haitian team went on to the next round. So the next thing happened with Juarez. We were in the League Cup, and we couldn't even beat Juarez. They're a good team too, but it's like, ugh, you guys are just not good. And so they're not doing good in the regular season. They're not doing good in cup play. Yeah, they're a ton of talent, but there's a couple players that I know have played together, but I don't think they've had enough time to play together. And I think that's a bit of the coach's doing, that they're not as, he's just hoping that, starting to sound like Beth, finish the sentence. I don't think he really feels like he's had to do anything because he's got all this talent. But so anyway, there's a player on Austin FC named Diego Fagundes, and he was like not the star of the team, but he was the mascot of the team. Like, he was the first one to score a goal at home at Q2 Stadium. He's been in commercials. He played for like New England for 15 years or something. So he's only played for one other team. So we got him, and everyone was like, good, this is going to be a core player. He's a veteran. He's high intensity. It's going to be great. And so he was with the team for, since the beginning. Apparently, and I don't know how, I don't want to like start rumors on my stupid little Lego YouTube channel, but Apparently, the coach was not happy with something and traded him to LA Galaxy, like out of nowhere, for another player plus a lot of like money. But we all woke up one day and the news hit and we're like, wait, what? It'd be like not at the height, but like maybe a year after the first Super Bowl, the Patriots just trading Brady for no reason. Like that's the kind of, it's like, what? Where the hell did this come from? So that's been going around. So we wake up 2 a.m. to watch the U.S. women's team not do great. Not lose, but not like be decisive winners. And then later that morning, we find out that Diego gets traded. And it's just been a roller coaster, man. It sucks being a fan sometimes. We had a thing there's a brewery called Hop Squad, which is kind of like the gathering place for all the Los Verdes, the supporter group for Austin FC. And we always go over there. It's like a block away from the stadium. So we always go over there to start the events because the beer is cheaper before you get to the stadium. And then we march from there over to the stadium sometimes. They'll have banners. They shut down the road. La Murga plays. So there's, the green smokes everywhere and the band's playing. And it's a lot of fun. So like the last minute, somebody said, we need to go to Hop Squad tonight. And we go and they brought Diego there. And so, we were all there to say kind of goodbye to him and everything. Because it sucked because he got a house. He lived up by us. The city north of here is Hutto. He just got a house there a little while ago. They had, just had a baby. He signed a pretty good contract with the team. It's like, it felt dirty. It felt like gross. I was really worried that there wasn't a print on this. I was like, what? So, that's been going on. And now I feel bad because the dude that they traded him for, he's not the greatest player either. Like, we got kind of not a washed out guy, but a guy who wasn't really producing anyway. Played for Houston for a while, wasn't really doing anything. But it's like, even if he's not good, now we can't really be that group who goes, well, you suck, But it's like, now what? I think that's it for tonight. I've only got 3 bags left. So I may finish this on my own, or I'll do a pickup thing Saturday, or maybe finish it up on Sunday. Although Sunday, I think I'd like to get back to doing some design stuff. And I think next week, maybe if Johnny and Vab want to do another co-studio thing, we should discuss doing that. But yeah, I think I'm going to go watch another episode of Futurama and then go to bed. So thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate you guys coming here every Thursday and Sunday. Yeah, I wouldn't do it if it weren't for you guys being here. So I really appreciate it. Oh, there's Gears as I'm leaving. Yeah, we're done for the night, Gears, but thanks for dropping by. Say hi to everybody. Gears is up in Dallas. I'm in the middle of, this is the last bag for this one, so I don't want to start another bag for 5 minutes, but cool, Vab. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll set something up. I think I'm going to work solo on Sunday for some Horizon stuff, and then Thursday night, maybe we can do another collab thing, so if y'all are interested. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for being here. I hope you have a good night and a good rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.